Hello everybody, Nemo060 here, and on this fine Halloween night that I wish you all a happy Halloween too, I am going to bring you a very vital handy dandy guide. This will be an essential survival tool in case the possibly inevitable zombie invasion ever comes. This is based off the well-known zombie survival guide by Max Brooks, and I shall be basing all my information based on here, which is tried, tested, and generally the best advice to keep you and anyone close to you around you safe during a zombie outbreak. So, without further ado, let's get down to this handy dandy guide to a zombie invasion. Step 1. Know the signs. Even in a class 1 outbreak where the zombies will number very few, 50 at the most, you should still know what the signs are of a zombie invasion. You should know what a zombie looks like, how keeping records and eyes on the media of the recently dead and possible rumours going around, as well as a few possible groups of the Walking Dead themselves. If you see any signs of a class 1 outbreak, even if it's in the rural countryside and it's a very small amount of zombies, even just maybe 2 or 3 zombies, you should prepare your equipment immediately. Any weapons that you may have available, any weapons that you can get access to, plan your escape routes and plan your defences to fortify yourself in case it grows. If we're lucky and it's caught early, you may wish to go on a form a party of yourself to go and deal with the zombies and take out the small number of zombies before the infection can spread. But of course, do remember to keep an eye on any casualties who have been bitten and dispose of them quickly. Knowing how to deal with zombies is also important. Knowing that the best way to deal with a zombie is a single shot through the head or to burn them, because then the body cannot reanimate and the brain will cease all functions to animate the body. Step 2. Know your weapons. Whether you're hunting zombies or just staying alive, which is more highly recommended, mind you, you must know what kind of weapons that you have available and how useful they will be in a real zombie invasion. Don't be fooled like my high-powered SMGs or even flamethrowers like that you may see in the movies. You must always keep in mind that ammo may be very well limited and that you will not be able to, get infinite ammo like you may see in movies like Zombieland, where they can just shoot off anything that comes their way. Be very conservative of your ammo and always try and get weapons with silencers if at all possible. Hell, even bows and arrows, if you can use them correctly to shoot through the head, they can be very useful because they are silent. They can pretty much one shot, one kill to a zombie. If it goes through the head, no one's going to get back up. And any weapons you can get silencers on, this will prevent the attraction of further zombies, so that you can take out the zombies and not put yourself in any danger to be attracting any more, or even increase the outbreak by attracting more zombies to more victims. Generally speaking, rifles and pistols and even shotguns of any sort, especially if you can get silencers on them, are the most useful, because while the range may vary, however, the conservative nature of the ammo and the power of them to take out the head in a couple of shots will prove invaluable, especially when things get to a higher level of invasion. If it so happens that class 3 invasion does come about, watch out your ammo carefully and always make sure you know where to aim, as I have explained earlier. Step 3. Know how to defend yourself. The best advice that I can give to surviving a zombie invasion is, if things get really serious, get out of any urban areas and find a place in the countryside or any remote area of the world that you can get to make sure that you can stay away from the majority of the infection. If a class 3 outbreak does ensue, then the military will probably be all over the city and have everything on lockdown. You can expect martial law and panic in the streets and even looters in the big cities, so getting as far away from the city is best for survival as you can. Also, self-cultivation and self-sustaining food, like growing your own crops and your own food, is generally a good idea, because then you do not have to rely on factory produce, and which will not be around and will quickly run out. And you can also ration the food yourself, so that however long the outbreak lasts, you are always prepared and you will never go hungry. Remember, if you do find a secure house to stay in and you wish to stay in a building, the best idea is to stay high, create some sort of ditch or fortification around the outside, board the windows and doors, and if possible, destroy the staircase. Use a ladder to get up and down, and maybe even a winch system if you have that amount of materials, that amount of time and that amount of skill to create them, because that way the zombies will not be able to get up. Molotov cocktails are also useful weapons in this situation, especially if you have a ditch, because as is historically proven by a Roman account, creating a large trench and setting it on fire while attracting the zombies to it is a quick and easy way to dispose of a large number of zombies. You just have to make sure that you can put it out eventually, you can control the fire, and it doesn't spread towards you, because otherwise you're going to get burned alive while trying to deal with the zombies, or even worse, some you might put out too soon and some zombies may get and bite you. Any house fortification and any thick walls or even caves and natural structures that you can find to keep yourself safe in is highly recommended as a hideout during the invasion. Step 4. Know where to go. If you are going to escape, have a planned route of where you are going to go to, and know the different types of terrain that you may come across, because if you do not, then you may very well find yourself up against an even greater threat from the elements and die out in the wilderness, completely lost and completely hopeless of finding any food, and that will completely make any survival tips null and void. Step 5. Don't be a hero. Unless you really have somehow created a Hollywood situation where you have absolutely infinite ammo, then it is not advised that you try and go gung-ho and fight down any zombies. Most of the time, unless you can, it's a small-scale invasion and you can properly organise a proper sweeper group to deal with the zombie infection while it's still low, then it's highly recommended you only shoot and use ammo on any other defensive techniques to kill zombies if you are being attacked yourself. Melee weapons equally may work in some close quarters, but they are also not recommended because they have a higher risk of less killing blows in one shot, the greater skill to use them, and also the fact that you have more chance of being bitten by the zombies you are trying to kill in the first place. And finally, step 6, work as a team. Teamwork will be vital for surviving the zombie invasion, be it with your family or random members of the public. The greatest human advantage that we have over zombies are our intelligence and ability to work together. As is the case in films like Night of the Living Dead, those that do not work together and try to go out on their own and constantly bicker are the ones who will first end up dead. Always try and keep the group sane, keep avoid panic, and always try and follow all survival techniques to the letter to keep the situation under control, keep everyone entertained and sane, to prevent yourself going insane and therefore losing your grip on a reality, and generally anything to keep each other alive and your situational awareness at best. The best thing you can have over a zombie is situational awareness and knowing what to do and when. The zombies are basically animals. They cannot think about anything. They cannot think, they can only follow one basic rule, which is food. They are the very low form of intelligence, which is something that we need to exploit if we are to survive. Even in the doomsday scenario of a class 4 outbreak, where you could be spending decades in the wilderness, teamworking and keeping everyone alive and keeping everyone under control, and especially in both physical and mental health, will be the best at surviving and rebuilding the human race once the zombie invasion has, or Z-Day, whatever you want to call it, has been dealt with and all the zombies have been exterminated. And that concludes this handy dandy guide to surviving a zombie invasion. Leave a comment as you wish with anything you wish to add. This is Nightmare 060, and I shall see you all on the dark side of the moon. Off and away.